a cyber expert with multi-certificate in digital skills and programming, including the Google Digital Skills for Africa initiative, a social media influencer in progress, a life coach and a counselor. Mr. Walter is a certified American Heart Association as a basic life support provider in cardiopulmonary resuscitation and use of automated external defibrillator. We don't know that one. But he believes in one thing, that difficulty is never synonymous to impossibility. Put your hands together as we make welcome a mighty profile in our midst. A man that's going to take us to that moment. Put your hands together for Mr. Walter.
Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you. Please don't mind all the big grammar and everything she mentioned. Please, I am just a boy, okay? And my name is Walter. Thank you very much. Now, we're not going to waste so much time. Our time is very, very limited, but we'll try as much as possible to dish everything out true and thoroughly. There's something, before we proceed, I'm going to make a statement. You know, there's a difference between poverty and being broke. Poverty is psychological. Being broke is physical, in the sense that if you agree you are poor, you are poor. No ideas, nothing at all. But a situation whereby you don't have money, that doesn't make you poor. It means you're just broke. There's no cash. So it means you can actually do something to get cash. So with this, we proceed. Let's have a word of prayer. Merciful Creator, we thank you for this moment. We thank you for such an opportunity as this. Even as your people, your flock, they learn from your vineyard this day. We ask that you impact in us a knowledge which we'll never forget. And today marks the beginning of greatness in our lives. These and many others we ask through Jesus Christ our Lord, we've prayed. Amen. Okay. First and foremost, the world is a very large place, as we all know. It's very large in the sense that if you're asked now to go from here to Abraka, or to go and deliver a message from here to Abraka, now, you say, okay, no, let me wait till tomorrow morning, right? That's how far it is. There was a time where if you needed to send a message to someone, you have a friend in Edo State, you would have to wait for somebody who is traveling over to Edo State so I can tell the person, deliver this message to that person in Edo State. Then a time also came where if you needed to send a message to somebody in Edo State, all you need to do is to go to a phone booth, or you arrange a particular time that you guys will be talking every day, maybe 6 p.m. every day. You go to a phone booth, that person will go to a phone booth, and then you make a call. Two of you will talk for some minutes, and then you go. A time also came where you have to borrow handsets to call the person who already has another phone. But now, in less than 10 seconds, you can establish communication with anybody, even in the United States of America. Now that's what the invent of science and technology has brought to us. The internet. The internet basically stands for interconnected networks. Internet. Interconnected networks. It means they are connected. It can be international, it can be national, it can be international. You understand? Now, by hearing the internet, what we simply mean is the World Wide Web, the www, the various websites you visit, your various social media platforms, and the rest of them. Now, as large as the world is right now, we've even grown larger than sending just videos and text and images. Now you can be sitting here, I can be talking right now, and somebody can be getting hard copy of it being printed out in a telegram or a fax machine somewhere, the person is sitting down comfortably in another country entirely. Principles of science and technology. Now, these things are not just here for basically, should I say, just for fun, or for us to just do with them and all. They are just for, it's actually to make life easier, to our own advantage, to make us more productive, to boost our productivity, to make us grow in every area and every ramification. Now, there are basically existing businesses already, quite all right. But there's a difference between ordinary and extraordinary. The only difference between the both terms is the extra in that ordinary. And that extra means doing something better or above what your equals are doing in the same field. Let us proceed. Steve Jobs. We all know Steve Jobs, the famous inventor of the Apple products you have today, the MacBooks, the iPhones, and the rest of them. Now, he said something. He said, marketing is about values. It's a very complicated world we live in, quite all right. And people are not always going to remember lots of things you tell them about yourself. You understand? You coming out now, okay, you have a product, you have something you do, you have a service you render. You come out and you start telling them your origin, we started from so and so here and everything and all. Before they get home, they've forgotten everything. So the idea is you're going to give them something to remember, and that thing to remember is something unique about yourself. Lots of growing businesses today are being said to suffer setbacks simply because, I would like to put it now, their strategies are just not enough. You understand? Someone starts a business and he's expecting that in the next 2-3 years, I'm already a millionaire. Okay, a billionaire. And you're like, even a baby will be like, a baby will just start looking like, how is that supposed to be possible? Well, it's very possible, but in a way, using the normal human nature, you say this is almost impossible. If you work and strive towards it and invest towards it, then certainly you're going to get there. Good strategies are not just about comparing yourselves or comparing your products or comparing your services with people who do the same thing with you. It's actually about standing out. You understand? Specifying your uniqueness. Now let's go to the internet. Various social media platforms today, your Facebook, your Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, the LinkedIn, and the rest of them, they are not just here for us to communicate, stream live videos, watch things here and there and all. They still have their own use, they have their own functions. They attract so much interest to the general public that those who understand what is going on there, they key into it. Let me give you an example. How many of you stream YouTube videos here? If you stream YouTube videos, okay, praise the Lord. Now, you cannot watch a full video on YouTube without having at least 3 to 4 commercials. Do you know that? First of all, the first thing is this particular man that will come out and say, hey, I'm Professor David Costa from so and so MBA. Jumia would come, Konga would come. What are they doing? They are actually selling themselves. They are making use of this internet. Let us proceed. Now, because they understand the fact that a lot of people are attracted to these things, they want to take advantage of it. They want to come out of the rest. There are lots of other brands as well. But they choose to present themselves in a way that no other brand is presenting themselves. Now, they have keyed into this social media platform, the Facebook, they've keyed into it, Twitter, they've keyed into it, YouTube, and everything. So whenever you go anywhere, you're there. Now, for example, they say the president of Nigeria, okay, let's not use the president of Nigeria right now. Let's say the president of the United States wants to visit Warri today. Or let's say he's coming to this church today. Okay. Now, there'll be lots of crowd. The crowd will be much, quite all right. But something is going to be very funny. You're going to see some people coming with pure water, coming with gala, and you start asking, what are these people here for? Are you not supposed to see the president and go, what are they doing? They have keyed into the fact that the president of the United States is coming. So what they are doing is, they know that certainly somebody is going to need pure water. After standing for a while, you go and buy pure water. Somebody is going to want to eat gala and lacasera. After standing for a while, you go outside and buy gala and lacasera. That's that. Keying into any available opportunity. So also your apps and games on your phones, you see adverts, they pop up to and everything. Presence. In critical situations like this, the pandemic, it has led to the loss of many jobs. Many people are currently at home right now doing nothing. They can't go back to their places of work because of the coronavirus or government policies. And so they are just at home, waiting for God to send down manna from heaven. Some have resulted into other things to do to get a means of livelihood. But there are still some people, they are currently at home right now, and it doesn't even look like they send them out of their jobs. It's not because government is paying them or something, or because they work for the government or so. They are basically private workers, I know. But they have a side skill. They have a side hustle. They have something they are doing that's actually boosting them. And this period, they choose to key into it and find a way to maximize profit. Let me tell you something. The 2008 financial recession then, Facebook was, I think, quite lower. Nobody had much interest in Facebook, just a few people because they want to send a message across. Then you have to go to a cyber cafe just to send a Facebook message. What are you coming to do? I want to send a message to my friend on Facebook. You just go to Facebook, you go to Messenger and say, hello, it's nice to meet you, bro. Tomorrow we'll talk. Take care. And then you go home and you have paid that much, 300 naira for 30 minutes just to say hello, and that's all. And you won't even know what to do with the internet. But today, you can just pick up your phone and, hello, bro, let's talk. Blah. And you can talk as long, as many times as you want. Now, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, he keyed into that point. He keyed into a point where there was so much recession in the sense that people could not travel, people could not go about, people could not send information, they could not send letters anymore. So his Facebook was already there quite all right, but at that moment, he chose to display it more and more and more. So in the midst of the financial recession, where people could no longer afford those things, he made his presence more known. Now, today, Mark Zuckerberg is actually Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. He can literally sit down in his house comfortably, doing nothing. In fact, Facebook as a company does nothing. It's basically the users that do that helps them make money. Do you agree with me? You sit down at home, you send message. Some people will send message on Facebook and say, Facebook is demonic, is devilish, and all that. By sending that message on Facebook alone, asking somebody to leave Facebook, you have put a unit into his account. So he's like, oh, you see the message, maybe smile and say, well, thank you. I received my alert. God bless you. It's that easy. Now, that's for Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. Now, there was a time there was 2Go. Lots of youths, everybody still remember their 2Go usernames then and all. They came up to fill a void after that 2018 financial recession, and they all boomed very well. People fell and relied so much on those applications as a source of their living, to the extent that if they could not they were to go addicts then, freaks, and the rest of them. Now, let's talk of Eric Yuan of Zoom. Today, everybody wants to do video conferencing. Your universities are now having their online lectures on Zoom and the rest of them. All of a sudden, Eric Yuan, that was not known in this part of the world, has now become a billionaire. Why? Thanks to what? Coronavirus. So while some people are saying, this coronavirus, it don't spoil markets, Eric Yuan is sitting down somewhere saying, God bless you, coronavirus. In fact, don't go. Let's just enjoy it because he's making his money. He has keyed into that as well, the internet. Awesome. Let's talk about Netflix. Everybody now wants to Netflix and chill. Before you want to go to the cinema, before you want to go to where they call the film, where they roll tapes and then you watch and here and there, or go to play. But now you can just sit down at home, subscribe on Netflix, and while you're watching the movie, enjoying yourself, somebody else is making money, making your money. Very good. Then let's talk of Uber. Normal taxi company, right? Everybody, I want to use Uber. I'm coming over to your place, so I'll pay for Uber and the rest of them. Now, Uber is a company, a taxi company that doesn't own a single taxi. They don't have a car. Okay, it's not like they don't have a car. Like, you will not see an Uber, as in, like, you will not call an Uber today and you see Uber written on the body of the car. Why? Because it's just a group of people calling the person in charge, like, hello, I want to be a driver for your company. Okay, no problem. Do you have a car? What kind of car? I hope your car is in good shape. No problem. So whatever you need to receive, I'm going to get what? A percentage, and you're going to get your own percentage. That one will sit down at home, doing nothing, at the same time, get money. And somebody's here making call again to make more money. That's that. Now, these are billion-dollar examples of how hard times can actually scale your leverage, which is the internet. That's your phone, your technology. The internet is not such a far place from you anymore. It's now on your phone, not on computers. There was a time if you needed the internet, you needed the computer. Now with your phone, you're already connected to the internet. If it was possible for you to see through waves and signals, you discover that there are lots, at least your 4G and your 3G networks are on here, and 5G is even coming up. You'd actually see these signals moving. It means it's actually everywhere, all around us. Everybody makes use of it, but not everybody has been able to take advantage of it. Now, how can we bring this now into our everyday life, knowing all these things? You have your used resources at home today. Normally, if you you finish using a shoe or your clothes, some people want to sell them off. There's my lodge, a particular lady comes around and says, sell your old clothes there, sell this, sell that, and all. Lots of people will bring their clothes, you buy it for maybe 200 naira, sometimes 100 naira, sometimes 50 naira, say, this cloth don't do, and all that. But there are platforms today on the internet that you can actually sell your clothes. How many of you are aware of that? You can sell your used properties. Let's talk of the likes of Gigi. Let's talk of the likes of Konga. OLX, okay, I think OLX is actually out of reach right now. Okay, OLX is already out of reach and the rest of them. But you still have GG. If you just place your advert on GG right now, most of my phones, most of the things I sell when I'm done using them, I put them on GG and I package them in such a way that they look so good. But my own business is, let's do a face-to-face business. Lots of people will call you, I'm here, and all that. Okay, can you come over or should I come over? And then you sell your thing at an even higher price by presenting it on the internet alone. You understand? Now, we have lots and lots of avenues for you to sell your product. If you're jotting down, you can actually take that down. So that if you have anything to sell, you can go there. You have your GG, you have Olist, eBay, you have Kixify, Mercari, and OfferUp. Even your WhatsApp itself. A lot of people have keyed into WhatsApp. You see it, and we have jokes these days. If you don't have any friend on your list that is taking orders, then you are not alive. How many of you have heard of that? Because these days, everybody is now taking orders. Hello? I'm now taking orders. Okay. Everybody's now taking orders. I have this for sale, mini importation here and there and all. Those are people that decided to use WhatsApp to boom their own business as well. So these days now, you can actually order for food online. If you cook on a normal day, those that actually sell food, after cooking, they put it in cooler. They roll their trucks to a particular point where they sell things, and lots of people will come and buy and purchase. But these days, with the likes of Jumia Food, Chop Now, and the rest of them, you can simply place an order online. I want a big, let's say a big plate of fried rice, some salad, turkey, and the rest of them. And in less than 5 minutes, it's actually at your doorstep. You pay them, and you're done. You even pay higher these days. You even pay higher because it's online, it's packaging. You understand? As long as you've packaged yourself already, fine. Definitely, you can give any price, and people won't even bother negotiating. You understand? Then, as funny as scammy as it sounds, there are lots of opportunities online. There are lots of websites you can actually visit. By clicking on a website, you can actually gain some units. They'll ask you to do things like visit adverts, watch videos here and there, and then you're making money while you're there, while you are at home. No, these are just basic ways you can actually make money from the internet, how you can actually move your own business. These are just basically what people have done. You understand? Now, of course, there are lots of platforms now. Okay, like let's talk of the online schooling these days now that the government is resorting to. Although students are screaming, let's go back to school, let's go back to school. But they are still working on their online schooling. Somebody is making money, and they say they are still trying to earn something from there. Now, these days, you don't even need large vacancies again, large billboards and the rest of them for you to make your sales known. All you simply need to do is go to a simple page on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, or maybe a website, a blog or something. You post it, and then your friends and followers, your fans, they'll look at them, and then somebody's going to definitely get a comment, or you say, okay, help me share it or retweet this, and at the end of the day, you get a potential customer for any services you, and this thing is not just limited to because you sell things or something. If you do anything you can do whatsoever, as long as you put your advert or you put yourself on the internet, you sell yourself out properly, then there's every tendency that you're definitely going to get something out of it. Now, these days, there's something called the foreign exchange. The Forex. There are lots of youth here, I believe, that are already into Forex. Forex is a very profitable venture. Then it used to be banks, the companies, and big cities that used to do Forex. But now individuals can do Forex. And Forex has made lots of millionaires. I have a friend, a medical personnel. He graduated from medical school some years back. He just did his housemanship, did his service. And today he's not practicing as a medical practitioner. He's just sitting down at home, doing 1 or 2 freelances here and there, but making his money basically from Forex, sitting at home, trading and buying currencies. That's another opportunity on the internet. Yeah, people are also being paid to write articles online. You just sit down now, and if you're a good writer, keep on writing. My friend will say, keep on doing it, keep on pushing, keep on pushing. Eventually, somebody will see something you wrote and like, I like this thing, this guy. Now, can you come and be a member of the editorial board of my organization? This is actually a personal testimony. Normally, I take my time. Whenever I discover a new disease condition, I just write something. I just post it on my blog and some WhatsApp pages. Then sometime 2 weeks, that was 2 Sundays ago, I actually broke down. I had appendectomy done. That's what you call the appendix. So while I got up on Monday, on Monday of it, I was not on my phone. So on Tuesday, I posted something. I wrote something on appendix. And then I wrote on the appendectomy and sent it. Somebody actually sent me a message and said he would like us to talk. We talked, and then he said, okay, he works for an international organization. I said, okay, of course, definitely, I believe in scam. You understand, like scam exists. And then I'll say, okay, let me know more about your organization. He sent me a link. I had to check it out and make some details. And he said he wanted me to be a part of their editorial board, as in terms of their magazine. And it's a paid one. You understand? Now that's exactly what I started writing, not today, quite a while, months ago. But I kept on, I just do it for fun. So it means invariably you can actually be paid to do anything you love to do. That's already something. Then when opportunities actually step in for you, you learn to follow the trend. As in, you follow the trend only if you believe that you can actually do better than everybody following the trend. Something is going on right now. There's something people are currently doing right now. Like these days, everybody is now into mini importation from China and the rest of them. It's not bad. Some people will say you are copying your friends. Fine, let them say you are copying your friends. But what if you make it better than your friends? Although it's not a competition, because if you see it as a competition, you will never feel relaxed and you might always make loss. Even if you make gain today, you might always want to make more and more gain. Anything that is going on, any trend that you think can actually pay you, can give you something, fine. You go ahead and do it. Now, while we tap into the resources of the internet for good, we should not also forget that there are malicious, okay, how will I put it down? Okay, let's just call it scam. You understand? That there are lots of people stealing it, as in, while you're trying to make the internet good for yourself, somebody is trying to get the negative good out of it. 3 weeks ago, the Twitter account of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Joe Biden, Kanye West, Barack Obama, and the rest of them, their Twitter accounts were hacked. I think that was at about 9:45 or 9:30 p.m. thereabouts. How many of you are aware of that? If you heard that news. Okay, it was hacked. And at the same time, whoever or whichever agency hacked those accounts, you know, these are top people now, as in big people. They said, they presented their Bitcoin wallet address and said, if you pay any amount of Bitcoin you pay into this address, you will get ×2 of it. Imagine Donald Trump telling you that. What would you do? You run to it immediately, right? So lots of people, in less than 10 minutes, millions and millions of dollars went into thin air, only for the New York Times and the rest of them to publish that after about 30 minutes that it was not from them that their accounts were hacked. I guess, you know, most of these whites, most of them, they are so used to suicide. To the extent that if you defeat them in a video game, they can actually kill themselves. You understand? So we have to be very careful while tapping into most of these things. Now, bearing in mind these things, you agree with me that it's not bad having the internet at all. So the question right now is, what can you put into the internet? Now let's note, how can you utilize the internet? I'll be talking about 4 points right now. So if you're noting, note down. And we're going to be doing a math here and a calculation. So you work with me. Now, the first step is for you to get a skill. Get a skill. Somebody say, get a skill. Do something, like no matter how small. What can you offer? What can you present to people? What can people see you for? What can people know you for? I mean, you want to go to the internet. What do you want to go to the internet to do? Just stay there and make money from it. You just want to sit down and all of a sudden the money goes. No, you have to do something. There are lots of services these days, be it medical services, physical services, financial services, anything at all, writing, blogging. Even your face alone can actually help you make money. I have a friend who is actually into, okay, she wasn't into advertising, quite all right, but we used to always hype her then, say she had this wonderful smile here and there and all that. And all of a sudden, somebody just commented on her post on Facebook, and I was like, wow, you have a nice smile. Can I go into your DM? Normally, we thought it was going to be just normal, maybe a guy just trying to talk to a girl and all that. Until she posted something on Facebook and said, what the guy actually said was that she should come over to their office the following week, and that she was going to be their brand ambassador. Why? Just for smiling, just for putting her face on the internet. Now, still on the get a skill. Now, ask yourself this question. Are we together? Let's do a math. Are your calculators here? If you do a skill, if you do something, a service for 500 naira each day, like every single day, you do a skill for 500 naira, like you charge 500 naira, and you do that consecutively for 30 days, how much will you earn after that 30 days? 15,000. Okay, that's good. That's point one. Then point two, make your skills and your services known. One thing is for you to get the skill, right? You know you can do this. You have to try and do this. That's why you have to attend more workshops, lectures, seminars, conferences here and there. Even if it's on anything whatsoever that you think it's a skill, or you know it's a skill, you can do anything you can tap into. Please feel free to go to them. So when you get this skill, the next thing for you to do now is to advertise your skill. Let the world know that you can do it. If you know something and nobody knows that you know something, then obviously you know nothing. Do you agree with me? You know something and nobody knows that you know it. Then so in their mind, they're like, you don't know anything. And that's, even if you take it in your mind that you know something, fine, nobody knows it. So you know nothing. So you bring it out to the world because you're not the one who's going to use it yourself. It's people who are going to use it. So you bring it out to these potential clients. Now, let's talk about that. That same job, like after bringing out the same job that we've talked about for 500 naira, eh? Now you bring it out, and this time you start doing it for 10 people each day. 500 naira, right? You do 500 naira job for 10 people each day for the next 30 days. How much would that be? 500 for 10 people. That's 5,000 times 30. That's how much? Okay, you do the math. That's good. You're already earning higher than a startup civil servant, if you agree with me. That's for entrepreneurship. 500 naira is small money from the beginning, right? If I ask you now to come and to come and do something for 500 naira, you'll be like, that money is too small and no value. Until you start doing 2 or 3 of it, and at the end of the day, you see the profit. Now, the next one now is you create value for your service. Create value for your service. Let them know the importance of what you do. Let them know the value attached to this product or this service you render. Or let them know the value of this thing you do. Okay, for example, there was a particular art exhibition I was watching online. I was streaming it live. Somebody just, about 3 strokes of paint, red, blue, and the primary color, just painted a splash, splash, splash. Something that a GSS1 student can easily come out with a paintbrush and just paint. He sold it for $500 as at then, when I think a dollar was about $3.50 equivalent. And you're like, these people are, what's wrong with them? But until I had to read about it, he painted this work and he didn't allow anybody to touch it. He just put it. So anybody that comes to his house will always see it and like, what's this thing? It's nonsense. You're like, this thing is sacred to me. You leave it. But with time, people started envying it and started talking about it. And eventually, he displayed it. And at the end of the day, he sold it for such a high amount. $50 is not something that an average American receives in a week. At least I think they are being paid weekly or bi-weekly. So if you put value into something or into someone or anything you are investing in or anything you're doing, it's going to increase. Football fans, you know Alex Ferguson of Manchester United. How many of you know him? Alex Ferguson, Manchester United. Awesome. Okay. The very last chewing gum, as in his chewing gum, 20 naira, that he chewed. He chewed it and he spat it out. Do you know it was actually being auctioned? It was actually auctioned for, 390 million euros. Oh, sorry, 390,000 euros, which is approximately 181.4 million naira. Chewing gum, 20 naira. That's because the man himself already has the value. So his own chewing gum, fine. So the audience was nice, and it's still in the museum today, and the price is increasing every day, every day, every day. If you check right now, it's no longer 390,000 euros. It has increased. Let's talk of the late Michael Jackson. The jacket he used for Thriller. Of course, most of us should know it as then and all. It's still being auctioned right now, and somebody had to buy it for 1,526,000 euros. Shirt of a dead man. What for exactly? What do you need it for? But he has been able to put value in himself, his product and his things, to the extent that when he died, his music even sold better than when he was alive. Value. Then the next thing, after creating value for yourself and making sure you have made that wave, you have paved that way on the internet, and people are already seeing you for what you are or what you can offer, and they have seen the importance and relevance of this thing, the next thing you do is to advertise, is to bring it out properly. For people to actually, to get more audience, to get more crowd. The value is already there. I told you the story of the boy that painted something. After getting value for it, what did he do? He took it out on an art display and he sold it at that price. I know that person too will sell it at a higher price because obviously the person will not use it for anything. It will keep on going and going and going and going that way until the price keeps going up. The value keeps increasing. The value keeps increasing. Now, let's talk back to our calculation. Now, after you finish putting value on something that you do, after giving it enough value, enough interest, enough recognition, of course, you know the price is going to increase now. The price certainly is going to increase. So you now start doing that same job you're doing for 500 naira, for 2,000 naira. And at that 2,000 naira, you are doing it for 10 people every day. How much are you making in a month, in 30 days? Are you doing the calculation? 2,000 naira for 10 people every day. that's already 20,000 naira daily. And then you do it for 10 people every day for the next 30 days. How much are you? How far are you from hitting the bullseye? You're already a millionaire, are you not? You're already doing well. So you see that it's about starting small, having something to do, and then presenting it and using these particular opportunities that are actually available for you. Now, it's actually not so difficult for you to actually learn things anyway. There are lots of skills available for you on the internet. So many things you can do to get yourself worked up, to get yourself earning, to get yourself abreast and ahead of time. I'll give you some top skills on the internet right now. So, and no matter how young or old you are, you can always find pleasure in learning, okay? There are still old men out there, old women out there, ladies that are actually doing fine, even on the internet. It's just a matter of learning. You will always find pleasure in learning. If you just give it, you give it. You don't even need to give it much. At least these days, you don't need to be a computer literate to operate a phone. You don't even need to be such a wonderful computer wizard to operate a computer, a laptop computer. By simply knowing what this does, the Windows Explorer and the rest of them, by knowing what they do and knowing how to control the mouse and the rest of them, fine, you're already a computer literate. You already know what to do with the computer. Unless you want to go advanced, go pro, then fine. Go ahead and do it. At the end of the day, you know that at the end of the day, you're investing in yourself. And your future generations are always going to thank you for it. Most of these very big people know, of course, everybody's depending on school, education here and there. But look at it today. Look at where we are today. Okay, those of us that, some of us that went to school here and there, we are now being called back to go back into our homes to relax. Why the government does what they do so that we can stay safe. And at the end of the day, who is suffering it? They themselves, they are up there enjoying themselves. But we are here. We're trying to make ends meet. We're trying to bring out. Now, sorry, let me give this testimony, okay? Now, personally, I'm a graphics designer, okay? I started graphics design on my own. Most of my skills, most of the internet skills I learned, except for the one I had to go for certifications, I learned them on my own. That's why I have YouTube. That's why we have YouTube. I YouTube most of the skills I learned, anything I want to design, and I find it difficult. Somebody called me yesterday to do an advanced video editing. I could not tell him I could not do it because he didn't want to hear that I could not do it because he wanted me to do it. So I said, okay, I'll take it, but just give me at least a week. As soon as I'm done, what I'm just going to do is go to YouTube again and look for how to do this particular thing. Somebody has done it already. Anything you want to do today that you think is difficult, somebody else has already done it, made videos of it and written of it. Anything at all. Even funny things, see funny things online, how to turn what I don't want. Go and check it on YouTube, you'll see it. It might not be true, but at least somebody will do something, even if it means chemicals and the rest of them, but it works. Now, mine exactly, when this coronavirus started, I started graphics design way back 2017. Coronavirus started, and we're all forced to sit back. I'm a freelancer, so I was forced to sit back at home, waiting for any available job, whatever, to come. So I just decided to key into my graphics design. Let's just play with it and see how we can go about it. Then, first thing I did, I created a logo for myself, an official logo. I put it up on I opened an Instagram page, opened a Facebook page, and then I put it up on WhatsApp and the rest of them. I did some things. I showed the world. I put it on my updates and the rest of them. Then for a while, people were always calling, like, I want to make logo, can you do this? And 3D logos, that's the mock-up people usually do. I could not do it. But somebody just told me one day, I want you to do it for me. Normally, I'll charge a particular price for it, but the person was willing to pay more. About 2,000 naira more. I was like, wow, there was no way I could say no to that. So immediately, I did what I knew best. YouTube, immediately. I did it, I sent it to him, he paid me the money, quite all right, but I was very happy. At the end of 3 months, 3 months into this, at the end of 3 months into the whole coronavirus lockdown and everything, I found out that I had successfully made the money. Okay, let me be very plain. I charged 3,000 naira per design. 3,000 naira per design. At the end of the day, I found out that I'd made double of the money I used to buy my laptop. I was able to get myself a phone, get myself some clothes, some shoes, you understand? That's just because I decided to bring it up. That means I was not like, so all these years, what have I been doing? I'll just sit down and expect somebody to maybe read one flyer I designed and then come. So in less than the space of 4 months, the lockdown started way back in March now, right? March, April. In the space of 4 months, I'd made more than I'd made should I say 2-3 years from the same job, you understand? So it was amazing. And at the end of the day, it became my own testimony. So I just found out that it was a key. I keyed into the internet. I utilized the opportunities available on the internet. Now, quickly, before I round up, the top skills for if you are interested, you can take them down. Top skills are available that you can actually learn on the internet and make money from on the internet. The first one is chatbot development, chatting. Do you know that people can actually you chat every day. People are actually being paid to chat. If you can respond to DMs for professionally, you understand? You talk to a company like MTN, of course, somebody has to respond. The customer care that picks your call. Of course, they still have customer care for the internet and all that. If you can do that very well, fine. Send your CV. They'll take you. All you want to do is, you can be in your house, and anytime somebody responds, you say, okay, this is MTN customer service. How can I help you? You send your message, and at the end of the month, you're getting your money. That's that. Coding, app development, website building. Of course, if you want to make a standard website, this is the lowest you should have in your account. It should be at least 120,000. Maybe for a mini one, though. So if you learn that, you can learn that on the internet. You can go as far as taking the skills outside. You learn that, you take your skills there, you make some good money. You build 3 websites every week or every month. You're already earning close to what an oil company worker earns. The next one, advanced Excel skill. We all know Microsoft Excel, right? The spreadsheet, not everybody understands it. So if your skill is advanced enough, doing the sums and everything, you can be employed online, by companies online, to help them do their spreadsheets and all that. In this period, if you do it within a period of 1 week, you learn it. Next week, you can actually place your thing online, and then people will pick you up. Then, learning a new language is also there. You learn a new language, let's say French or Spanish. You can also work for customer care for all this international organization. Photoshop, designing pictures and all that. People are going to go in for it. Making cartoons. Then, writing, as well as blogging. Then social media marketing, learning to sell things online, your goods and services. Then the one I mentioned again, graphics design. Become a graphics designer online. There are lots of mobile adverts going on these days. If you want to learn mobile graphics designing here and there, I think there's one. I actually have one upcoming anyway. Lots of people want to key into it. Now, these days, you don't even need your laptop anymore to produce a banner. With your phone. Like this afternoon, actually, I was not with my laptop, so this afternoon, somebody called me to do something. He chatted me up to do something for him. I could not say, no, I don't have my laptop, because that is only going to bring my standard and my value down. So immediately, I picked up my phone, downloaded a few apps. I did it, made it into a video, and I sent it to him, and he was like, wow, this is nice. And I got my pay. That's that. Then also, public speaking. Your ability to speak. There are videos these days, those Jumia, okay, let's talk about, Jumia, of course, or Infinix, where they want to unveil a particular product. You come out and say, let's go on live video. Hello, this is so and so from Jumia. Yeah, who is this person? This person is not a celebrity. So why are they using this person? The person has learned the act of public speaking. So the person will just be in his house, put one white background, put one Jumia signboard here, put some, whatever it is they are unboxing, put it by the side there, and say, okay, let's do a giveaway, let's do a draw, and all that. The person is being paid for that. At the end of the day, the person is still selling himself or herself out. Now, back to our calculation. We're able to make these calculations properly and effectively. The question I'll leave you with now is, what can you do for 500 naira? Thank you very much. God bless you.
Hallelujah. Can someone celebrate Jesus the more? So please, I believe we all have questions. So please prepare them before he leaves. Definitely he will address that. Hallelujah.